most heaviest and intense download that I have ever received. And I do some pretty heavy ones. So as you can see, I have my holy water out. I have to protect myself in these readings because when a download like this comes through, it usually points to like specific dark energetic loops where a physical act is being used to fuel non-physical gain, and you just have to protect yourself because it's energy that you can take onto yourself. I was hearing harvesting and contractual sacrifice, and I was hearing loosh again. Loosh is life force siphoning. Get holy water. I'm just saying to my viewers, especially people that are going through awakenings and able to, like, their gifts are increasing. You can get Florida water at like any gas station, basically. I get mine at the gas station. I mean, I go to like my metaphysical store, but when you channel downloads, you really have to take into consideration the spiritual hygiene part, and I can't emphasize that enough, because basically, and the messages that I channel, see, I pray to spirit. I'm like, can I get some like uplifting spiritual messages? And they're like, you're the angel of justice, you have to deliver these messages because it's stuff that no one wants to talk about. So I'm basically creating a void to harvest light so I can bring in these messages. And as much as I hate having to deliver these messages, I love when karma comes to collect. So with that said, I am picking up on a masculine that is in some very specific dark energy, and he's stuck in a loop where a physical act is being used to fuel a non-physical gain. I am talking about a masculine that impregnates women on purpose to siphon energy, and then forces them to get a termination, which is equivalent to human sacrifice, okay? This masculine has recently did some kind of ritual with a black goat. It did not work. And I was hearing, like I said, loosh, which is life force siphoning. And this is the process of conception. And it creates a massive burst of creative source energy. When you terminate that process, it creates a high frequency shock or trauma. Yes, you can see my avoidance in this reading because I do not, I'm putting up boundaries to this one. When someone is operating on a low vibration, a parasitic level, that trauma is like a battery charge. They call this, or the spirit is calling this, the blood covenant pattern, okay? So in some ancient distorted belief systems, sacrificing a potential life, specifically one's own lineage, is used as a payment for like worldly fame, power, or protection. And it's seen as like a literal trade with lower astral entities. It does create entrapment and debt. Sad part about this is when you involve a woman in this cycle who is unknowingly aware of what is going on, he creates a shared karmic debt, okay? This binds the woman to him energetically, and it makes it harder for them to leave or awaken because they feel spiritually compromised to this act. This masculine has a high value persona, okay? By that I mean he presents himself as very successful, charming, or even spiritual to lure in the woman who has like high vibrational energy, and they specifically target light workers or chosen ones. This is a repeated cycle, not a one-time accident. It's a systematic pattern, okay? He seeks out the same type of woman over and over again. It's vampirism, okay? After the event, which is like getting her pregnant and then convincing her, oh, I don't want to have a child, so let's just terminate it. Afterwards, he gets very energized or lucky in business, while the woman feels very drained, depressed, or spiritually gray. Holds a lot of guilt for what she did. I am talking about this, and this is like I said, a very dark, I do not like engaging, or, but I am an angel of justice, and it's about tracking the flushing out of dark patterns on a global scale. Spirit is saying that true karmic justice for this, where creation is weaponized for destruction, the karma is not going to be an eye for an eye, so to say. I mean, we're moving into the new earth. Justice is about total exposure and energetic reversal. But when someone intentionally initiates a life cycle only to use the trauma of its ending as fuel, they are essentially borrowing power from the lower astral realms. Karmic justice occurs when those creditors, they are going to come to collect, and they always do. This specific masculine collective I'm picking up on is getting ready for the great unmasking, socially, digitally. And for a predator who relies on high value or charming persona, the very first stage of justice is to collapse the mask. I mean, we saw what happened with Epstein. He is a clear case of this ugly, dark truth, okay? I am picking up on a specific masculine that is about to find out it was not worth the gain at all. There is a whistleblower or somebody that I'm hearing he had small pillow talk with that might have had a little bit too much to drink, was under the influence, and was talking about this. And this feminine that is about to rip the mask off this masculine, she's only about to unmask him because he did something dirty to her. I'm not sure what kind of betrayal he committed, but whatever it was, he created a scorned lover, and this scorned lover is about to start this process of sudden public exposure that strips away their reputation. I don't even know I have my cards out. I'm channeling straight from spirit. This is going to result in the loss of supply, because once the mask is gone, they can no longer lure in high frequency chosen individuals that they need for energy harvest. Yes, this masculine collective does seek out females with high energy force because it creates a bigger return, I guess you can say. But the harvest reversal is energetic. This is what we call the law of return in action. The energy that they stole from those women and the unborn was never theirs. It was a debt. So here comes the fucking crash. When the divine orchestrates a sacred pause or a karmic stop, the luck and power that they gained from those sacrifices suddenly vanish. And this is why I emphasize, as a divine feminine myself, it is like, you need to be abstinent. I mean, to be just giving away your body and your sexual energy to anybody is just crazy to me. I mean, I'm no nun, but I have been celibate for almost a few years now. That's sacred to me. And divine feminines, it should be sacred to you, because unfortunately this thing, it happens. Energy is the frequency, or is the currency, I should say. So for this masculine, their business deals are going to fail. His health is going to decline. And the very entities that they traded with turn on them. It always happens. It's like living in the mirror. By living in the mirror, I mean they're forced to experience the exact frequency of the void that they created. They become energetically hungry, but unable to find any sustenance, leading to profound, inescapable state of isolation. These kind of masculines, they have a lust hunger that no amount of females, they even turn to same-sex, all kinds of fetishes and weird things. their lust hunger will never be sustained, okay? And because this man is acting out of a dark ancestral pattern, true justice involves the severance of the lineage. Did you hear what I said? Severance of the lineage, okay? The universe is deciding that this specific dark branch of the family tree is no longer permitted to bear fruit. The universe has decided that he is essentially locked out of the Akashic records of creation. He becomes a dead end energetically, unable to pass on his influence, name, or power to any future generation. The victims, the women that he targeted, this then en route turns to transformation, and a major part of karmic justice is the ascension of those that he harmed. So while he falls, the women he targeted, they're going to go through the dark night of the soul that leads to their ultimate awakening, and their healing becomes his greatest defeat. Every time one of these women heals her womb and finds her power, it pulls another brick out of the foundation of his dark temple. Spirit would also like me to give some reasoning to any of the females that might be watching. You have to understand that these predators, they meshed their lives with yours to steal your light identity. If you are in a divine separation, it's probably and might be because the divine is protecting you from one of these harvesters while they are being unmasked. I'm not here to create any fear mongering or anything like that, but look at what's going on with the Epstein, with Diddy. All of these masculines are having their masks ripped off. That goes for even the people that are not in the limelight, okay? I know a few masculines that are going to prison for a while or watching their lives literally crumble around them, and it's really sad to watch, but these entities have come to collect. The universe is a closed system of energy. You cannot create a deficit or a sacrifice without eventually having to fill that hole in your own life force. When he runs out of vessels to use, he has to use himself. And that is the point of no return.